Goals and trajectories. There are two ways to look at life. There are two ways to look at your career. There are two ways to look at everything. I know that this is a sentence that is true, no matter what you think about life. There's always two ways, at least two ways. What I'm talking about is the division of two ways to look at your career, your life, your creation. One is goals, a goal-oriented way, and the other one is a trajectory, a direction. Now, which one is better? I don't know. I don't know if there is one that is better, and more than that, I can tell you that I've often changed between them. 1 year, you can have trajectory-oriented career. 1 year you can have goal-oriented. Maybe 1 month goal-oriented. These are two things that work together and apart to build your life, your career, your creativity, anything that you actually do. Now, when do we need one and when do we need the other? Usually, when I look at goals, these are short-term goals. I need to have 2 exhibitions this year. Why? Because I decided that this is the number of exhibitions that I need to retain my reputation. This is the number of exhibitions I need to keep myself in the newspapers and the magazines. This is the number of exhibitions I need to sell enough works so I have enough money to give to charity. Because these days I just do exhibitions for charity. I don't do exhibitions to show my work because I know I'm talented. I don't need another pat on the back. And I know how arrogant it sounds and I don't really care. The only reason I do exhibitions is to bring in money so I can give it to charity. This way I can use my art for something good. So this is a goal. When I had a design career, an active design career, now I'm retired, I just create. But when I had an active design career, I had very specific goals because I needed to pay the rent. I needed to have a certain amount of clients, a certain amount of projects, a certain amount of money coming in to keep the lights on, to keep my workers paid. The goals were very, very simple, very, very clear. There was this goal of to be a great designer. But that is not something that you can actually quantify. And this is where we go into the trajectories, in the direction. This is where you go into the anamorphic kind of vague idea of what does it mean to have a trajectory, a direction. If I say that my trajectory is to be a great designer, it means that it is a road that I'm on, that every day is a path forward. Every day I learn something new. A trajectory is a process. It is something that I have to go through. A direction is where I'm going, but if I am not going to do an effort, if I am not going to put energy into being that person, the great designer, the good artist, the interesting writer, the funny comedian, if I don't have any action in this direction, if I don't push myself in this direction, nothing will happen. The trajectory is a path. It is a sign on the floor, maybe an arrow that tells me this way. I have to do the path. I have to walk or run or crawl or fly. Up to you. A trajectory is always something that you can use long term. Because the small goals on the way are like the gas station that you pass on the road. You need to go to the bathroom. You stop to get something to eat. You stop to fill up the tank. You stop I don't know, just to stretch your legs. These are all goals. The fact that you are on the road is the more important part. And this is why trajectory is important, because you have to know where you're going. Sometimes you go with the flow. I never liked going with the flow. I always said that only dead fish go with the flow. I like to swim. And I like to swim, it means that I like to make my own trajectory, my own direction, my own path. So thinking long term will be more of a trajectory. It will be something that starts when you're born and finishes when you die. Goals are things on the way that help you to achieve things, help you to put marks. I have done this, I have done that. Help you to measure where you are on your road, on your path, and helps you be more rooted, more grounded. Because having a trajectory, as I said, it is vague. It is an idea. A direction is not something solid. I always said that you don't need to have the whole map to see where you're going. You need to see where are your next 3 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps maybe. That is enough if you're in the right direction. And it's always also your job to find out, am I on the right direction? What does it mean, right direction? See, this is the spiritual part of this dilemma, of finding out what is the right trajectory for you. What are the right goals for you? How you combine them together? How you measure your success? How you measure your progress? How you measure who you are? Who you're going to be tomorrow? Who were you yesterday? Because it's important to know who you were if you want to know who you will be. The more points you have on your trajectory, the clearer is your direction. If I have only one point, where I am now, the direction is everywhere. I can go in 360 degrees, I have no idea. The minute that I have 2 points, I already have a line that gives me a direction. If I have more points behind me, the line becomes a little bit more accurate, a little bit more me, personal, my experience, my scars, my baggage, my lessons, everything that I've done, everything that I've accomplished. So try to figure out what is your general trajectory and try to figure out what are the goals that you need to go through on this way. And the most important thing, try to figure out which one is more important for you today, this week, this month, this year. Am I going to follow my trajectory with blind faith, knowing that this is a direction that I want to go and nothing else matters? I will go in this direction. The wind, the rain, the floods, the drought, anything can happen, doesn't matter. This is my trajectory. This is where I'm flying, crawling, running. Or, what are my goals for the near future, for the far future, for myself? What goals do I need? What goals do I want? What goals are worth pursuing, and what goals, I don't know, society tell me that I need, my parents told me that I need, my wife told me that I need. Maybe it's not the goals that I want. Maybe it's not the goals that I need, that are necessary for my development. So the spiritual exercise is stopping, understanding what is your trajectory, what is your goals, and which one is more important now, today, this week, this month, this year. It is a very, very good exercise. You will learn a lot about yourself by just stopping and thinking about that for a minute, or an hour, or a day.